Hello and welcome back to another episode of Loop Hero. On our last run we took the warrior out onto Act 2 for the first time and exceeded my expectations greatly. I thought we were only going to do maybe like 3 or 4 loops, similar to how we were with the rogue, where I think we only got to the 3rd loop. But we really powered through. I think we got some very timely oblivions to remove goblin camps as they spawned and some bandit camps, so that might have been favourable for us. But it is really showing these little benefits we're getting, especially now we're starting to get supplies, which are adding very small amounts of HP on, for example. Adding together to have a much better effect for runs and increase our reliability of getting further into the game. We were in a position where we could have fought the second act boss, but instead I chose the option of retreating. I'm not saying we pulled out because of cowardice, but we needed the resources to build other structures. For example, the crypt, so we've now unlocked a new class, the Necromancer, and I'm really excited and want to get into it to see what the Necromancer can do. Other than that, let's just go with it actually. I had something else in my mind, but it's just slipped out immediately. I think I was going to talk about the buildings. Yeah, we're very close to the Intel Center, so again, collecting metal seems very important, at least in this early game. And we're missing metal in the smelter. So I think we're going to go on another expedition immediately. We're going to take the Necromancer, never seen him before, take him back to Act 1, try and beat the Lich boss. We're going to stick with the same... Well, I say we're going to stick with the same deck. Let's just back out for a second. So we do have a regeneration effect, but our summons fight for us. So I don't think we can get any sort of vampiracy. So let's see how the swamp deals for us. So I think I'm going to add the swamp to our deck. Other than that, so the swamp is all healing effects are lethal here, except for potions. And we're going to get mosquitoes. Maybe mosquitoes will work with the spiders. For the first time we've seen this symbol, we've got 13 cards. It's too many for a deck, so we're going to have to remove a few things here. I think we'll take a Vampire Mansion out for now. We did just pick up a supply, I think, that gave us extra damage to vampires. But I'm really intrigued to see if this Swamp Spider Cocoon effect will work out for us. Other than that, we could consider placing the Road Lantern, but I'm not interested right now. I think this could be better on runs where we're more concerned about our HP. But we're starting to get through Act 1 pretty comfortably now. Other than that, I think I like all the other tiles we have for now. We can't actually... maybe we do want the Vampire Mansion because of the village, but I'm not sure what I would trade off. Maybe the battlefield. This hasn't been too useful for us. And with this we can ruin villages, which give us better rewards later on. So there is a synergy between these cards, synergy here, and then we're guessing there's going to be synergy between Swamp and Cocoon. I don't know if there's Cemetery and Ruins, which kind of does make sense. Again, we're just going to have to try it out. We're just going to retain our Treasury card for now. I'm not sure if this is too strong. I think when you look at it, you just see a loop fountain as you open it and get really excited. Gets your dopamine going. But we've not had too many great resources off it. But I think for now I'm happy enough to keep this into it. We can still make Blooming Meadows off it if anything else. And okay, I think I'm happy with this deck. Let's see how we can do. We're ready to start. We've selected the Necromancer. No armor items from what I can see at the start, so let's see how it works. So we can't actually equip any of the starting warrior gear, so it's just free metal effectively for now. So we're both on the tile and the skeleton is, so we could take focus of attack, which is pretty alarming because it doesn't seem like we have great ways to regenerate so far. This was an amulet, and this raises our magic HP, which must be affecting our skeletons. And we've also picked up our first ruins. Ruins I've been placing behind villages, so I think for now I'm going to place one here. Maybe try to get a blood grove on one of these little knots in the roads. I'm going to pop out our resource menu again. I don't know if 2 is the limit to our skeletons at the moment. We haven't had a battle long enough to go further than that. We got treasury very early on. It's nice. Would like to see some from the meadow tiles though, and the mountains. Getting a fast mountain has been basically a strategy we used since the start of the game. So we have a first swamp. So spawns a mosquito every 3 days. All healing effects are lethal here, except for the potions. Let's try this here and see how that works out. And I think I'm also willing to try a vampire mansion over here. So, no synergy off the diagonal. I guess we should need to put tiles adjacent to it. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to put our blood grove there. Perhaps that can also count there. It does say it can go near forest, but I don't know if you count swamp as a forest. I probably wouldn't. So this is regen on a ring, so this is going to be detrimental actually in the swamp. We finally got a mountain, and I'm going to start our meadows down here to open up the treasury. But as usual, the first loop isn't too bad. We're also going to get a new set of skills to look at. This is just a straight upgrade. So let's see how strong we can make this character. We also seem to have another bar above our health. I don't know if we start with a little bubble. Didn't see that anywhere in the text, but maybe I've missed it. We picked up 2 more rings, so attack speed and summon quality. Let's try some of the summon quality. We've never seen it before. I presume it means there's better skeletons. Right now this just says friendly skeleton. Pretty modest damage, 4.8. But on 2 we're then obviously scaling up to 9.6, which is very high for the early game at least. We've got 2 treasuries, so we can save a tile opening them. We're placing one here, like so. And we're about to complete our first loop. No troubles so far. Yeah, there's definitely a bar on top of our HP. It looks like we have like a bubble shield. I'm going to place the grove near the swamp. No synergy from what I can tell here at the moment. I'll put blood grove on the inside. We've got our first scorchworm spawning. But nothing in front of it. We're looking to put a village in front of that tile for now. So we had a skeleton die for the first time then. I assume we get to replace these skeletons as soon as they die. I'm not sure if we can affect this summon speed. Maybe this is what attack damage is, because I noticed an item here was attack speed, but we don't attack. So maybe either that changes our summon speed or the attack speed of the skeletons. It's something, again, we're going to have to monitor. So we're 2 tiles off to opening this. I don't feel too threatened at the moment. We have this overshield. So I won't hold this, I think, for a more difficult loop to get better loot early. Continue to place mountains in the corner. 2 scorchworms shouldn't be too much of a problem at close range. They're not doing their archery effect, so they're doing pretty modest damage, 3.6. Fortunately, a lot of this has gone on the skeletons. Aha, level 3 amulet. More magic HP, regen again, and attack speed. Not sure if the regen's going on us as well as the skeletons. I presume so, because it did say our abilities affect our skeletons, or summons. Skeleton Warrior, 6.5 damage, and attacks at 0.63. So this is a pretty big upgrade on the basic skeletons. They have very low HP though. You can basically just survive an attack. We also have another amulet. Evasion up, skeleton level up, and defense up. I think I'm going to equip this just because we're coming up to this swamp tile and health will deal damage to us instead. We don't really want regen at the moment. Quite a risky play actually, if you think about it, but we'll see how we can deal with it. Another set of rocks. Battle's taken much longer on this character. And we actually took a bit of damage to our HP. So, I'm going to place this here. We have a book, so skeleton level up. And another amulet. Regen, I don't want it at the moment. So this gives us extra max skeleton, so maybe 2 was the limit. So now we'll be able to hold 3. And they are going to be of a better level. So this is the first time we've seen a mosquito as well. It has vampirism, has a soul. Pretty low HP. Attacks pretty quickly and fairly high damage actually for an early game mob. But we've swatted them away quite comfortably. We have another swamp. Let's see if two swamps together do anything. Not that I can see so far. So I think for this other swamp, we'll place it on this loop instead. Let's move around some of the difficulty. Again, we do have a small tick of regen at the moment. So we have to bear in mind that on the swamp tiles, it's actually damaging us. Still not hit our first level yet. Fairly slow start, actually, I feel like. Maybe a different playstyle for the Necromancer. Our first spider cocoon. There is a temptation to place this right in the middle here, but I think I'll hold off on that. Let's see if spider cocoons and swamps interact. Nope, not that I can see. Well, I guess it's a bit too obvious to have just an insect synergy. So no spiders have spawned. And just a single slam, which we should deal with comfortably. We have an Oblivion. As usual, we're going to hold this for the boss. And I'm going to set up the strategy where we have groves around our cozy camp, which blocks the Lich Palace spawn, and we can get the benefit of Blood Grove. Again, I'm going to hold off on a situation of opening both these. I want to go one more loop in if I can. Again, we're not really struggling at the moment. I quite like this little animation on the Mosquito, like the teal colour. Again, we've got a better skeleton. Okay, the HP is much higher, so it also buffs their individual stats. I didn't know if it was just going to be literally like we have different skeletons for the quality, or if they all had set stats, but we can improve each individual stat too. We have Cemetery, which I don't want to put in front here, so I'm going to place it on... I think I'm going to place it here. Cemetery and Swamp doesn't seem to have done anything. And I'm going to place another mountain here. It spawns our first Goblin camp. It's actually not in a terrible place. This would block a Lich Palace spawn, so I'm more inclined to leave this actually. We've also picked up 2 rings. Skeleton level up, attack speed up, evasion up on the other one. These are demonstrably better than the ones we had equipped. We had pretty low tier loot actually. So we seem to be summoning these a little bit quicker, or it's just my imagination. So maybe attack speed is affecting their summon speed. Okay, we're going to hold 2 rocks when we get them. Actually, no, sorry. We're going to hold a rock and a meadow if we can. I'm going to place now a cemetery around this side of the loop because it's quite barren. Picked up another amulet, more magic HP, more max skeletons. I don't think we want more max skeletons at the moment. We're already not summoning 3 that I think we can do at the moment. Yeah. But we're barely doing it at least. We have a level up. So 20% chance to exceed the number of skeletons and summon 2 of them during the last summon. Okay. After killing an enemy, skeleton fully heals itself. Its damage and HP are increased by 10% until the end of battle. Quite strong again. And receive 3 times loop HP after skeleton's death. So this is quite dangerous for us, because if we get this on a swamp tile, it's going to hurt us. So I don't think we can take this ability. I think we try Edge of Impossible. So a 20% chance of us summoning 2 extra skeletons in our last summon slots. I think this is possibly better than the skeletons healing themselves, because again, if this happens on a swamp tile, I presume it just kills the skeleton. So let's take this one. We've picked up 2 meadows, so I'm going to hold on to one of them. And we've got another rock. Excellent, just what we wanted. We've picked up another ring, not interested. Still waiting on a Blood Grove actually. Remember, this is Act 1 again. These enemies don't all have abilities. So we're approaching a 3x3 mountain. We've picked up another grove. Just going to put this over here for now. And we have additional meadow, blooming meadow. Perfect. Quite a spicy tile coming up with 3 spiders and a mosquito on it. But I think we'll deal with it just fine. I believe we're also just picking up essentially stuff for stable wood. So we have a first village. The village I want to put in front of the ruins. An additional mountain. And an additional meadow. Still holding on to these two to open them, which I might do on this loop actually. But yeah, things feel like they're going fine. I love how like unique the playing style of each of the units we've opened so far. I don't know how many more playable units there are. This might be our fill. I've not seen any more in the grid. Hopefully there's more there. So we have additional grove, a spider cocoon. Spider cocoon would be dangerous here, so I'm not going to place it over here. I think I might add it into... maybe over here to block another Lich Palace spawn. Yeah, I kind of like that. Blood grove here. Okay. We've worked it out. We also have another grove, which I might place on top of here to try and get a few more rat wolves blocking goblin spawns. We now have two more challenging parts on the map. I'd like a few more early villages if I can. It seems like the quests give us quite a big chunk of XP. I haven't tried yet swamp on top of... mansion on top of swamp. Might see if that gives us anything. So it's still a vampire mansion. And the swamp is still the same. It might be a consideration now actually to look at putting in max skeletons. We seem to be having fights where we're summoning or max number of skeletons. Although this is an interesting choice. Do we just want a better skeleton level? We'll lose one of them. So 2 better skeletons. I think I would prefer to have more for now. It spreads the damage around a bit more. We still only have 1 ruins, I think, for now. So I'm going to place this village... maybe I should try and ruin this village, actually. Maybe I'm... yeah, I think I'm going to place it here and purposely ruin it. This has spawned a bandit camp here, which actually I'm going to Oblivion. I don't want bandits on this tile because then we'll have to fight bandits and these scorchworms, and it seems to be a bad combination. The bandits get high evasion as we go on, so the fights get prolonged, and this means the worms can do more artillery damage to us. Other than that, we've tried swamp next to the cemetery and it didn't work out. So I think we're just going to place a swamp over here for now. This other vampire mansion, I think I'm going to place on this... no, I'm going to place it here. And maybe I should have placed it there. It's okay. It doesn't make a difference. I might even place another vampire mansion there because they don't stack. This is a lot more magic HP as well, so skeletons presumably would be better. But I think I'm going to just stick with what we have at the moment. So this is a tricky battle. The Goblin Leader is difficult in both Act 1 and Act 2. But we're dealing with them for now. Fine for just now. Okay, we just passed through a loop. We picked up a level 5 ring. So this is attack speed down, evasion equal, but summon quality plus 25%. That seems pretty good. Do we have any skeleton quality right now? No. So, which ring do I think is weaker? I think I'm going to take the evasion off because evasion doesn't seem as important if we have more skeletons spreading the damage around. I will, while I'm here as well, actually open these 2 treasure rooms now. We've picked up a lot more new tiles. Another ruins, which I'm just going to place here for now. Another meadow to make a blooming meadow. I'll make our mountain so we get harpy spawns now. And 2 more spider cocoons. Let's fight some more spiders on this inside corner. I don't know if I've ever checked actually if spider cocoon next to spider cocoon yields anything. Nope, it doesn't. Let's look at the loot we've just got. So, summon quality and skeleton level both up, attack speed up, but we lose an additional skeleton. I think I might try this change now. We have summon quality already, so this will be around 50% summon quality. And evasion on the ring, I'm not too interested in. I would like to pick up another skeleton though, if I can. In theory, maybe having less skeletons though is going to make our skill more likely to proc of 20% chance of summoning 2 skeletons. So we've picked up some resources for coming through the ruin. The crypts are giving us the graveyards are giving us memory fragments. And this time we did summon 3 skeletons, despite the fact that wasn't on our limit. I want our first blood growth to be over here to make sure we actually have one for the boss. I should have hovered actually to check if I could put it on the swamp. I don't think I could. I think I would have noticed that. Well, I have been known to miss obvious things. Yeah, so far everything looks pretty nice. 2 Scorch Worms should be pretty simple for us right now. We seem to be summoning more of these skeleton warriors that are a much higher damage unit. And I'm also learning that maybe 3 is our limit at the moment. Some rare root, a new grimoire. Skeleton level up, attack speed up. Summon quality we get rid of, it has defense on it and it has a skeleton level 27 as well. I think we try this. Maybe levels better to get higher level skeletons rather than better quality skeletons. It might make sense as well if the higher level skeleton is just naturally better quality anyway. We also have this legendary ring, which is attack speed down, evasion down on one of the rings at least, and equal on the other. But it has regen on it. We've been a bit cautious with the regen, because it will hurt us on the swamp tiles. This is admittedly pretty, like, trickling amounts. But I think for now I'm actually not going to take it. I think most other times I would swap it for our right hand ring, but not today. Not with our deck. Again, this is great game design really. It's making us decide on picking different routes based on our deck that we started with. Gives us another layer of control, which as we spend more time in the game, we're going to realise what synergies we're looking for and what items we're looking for to make those synergies look better. Said more rocks and more meadows. Wouldn't mind another treasury to start unlocking, and I'm more than happy enough to put down another grove. Question is really where at the moment. I think I'm happy enough for it to be here. Another swamp tile. We don't have any regen, do we? No. We do have HP per day, so we might have to be careful about a day proccing on a swamp tile, but there's not a lot we can really do about it. We picked up another ruin, and I'm just going to stick this on its own here. More mountains. Spawned a goblin camp. That's fine. We'll deal with it. And yeah, things are looking pretty nice right now. Single Mosquito shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's evading us quite a lot. It looks like an annoying enemy if we were on Act 2 at least. I presume it'd get even better evasion. So, single Goblin Leader and a skill up. So the hero leaves 10% is fine. We've found supplies every time we've not wanted it. Again, I'm not going to take it. This isn't really a supply run, although we're hoping to go late into the game. Also, we could have +1 maximum of skeletons to fix, and any direct damage to the hero will be evenly split between him and his skeletons. This seems extremely powerful, and I think I will take this. It's survivability for our character. The skeletons, they can lay their lives down for us, as the effect set. But we're at half HP now, and I didn't really clock onto this before. Not being daydreaming about this. But we've used a potion on this loop so far. Might want to hold off on placing any more monster tiles. Higher skeleton level. Again, I don't know if this is worth switching onto the raw stats. We also have an amulet here, much higher magic HP and evasion up. I think I'll take this because my health is quite low. Also, I think this is impacting our skeleton HP. This pretty worrying fight, actually. 5 mobs on it. Our skeletons are not surviving very long. Fortunately, we've killed a few of them. But that could have been really bad. There was also another skeleton variety. Didn't have time to hover over it. But this character is playing very differently. Very, like, fragile, actually. Again, this is very dangerous, this part of the run for us. We purposely made it hard. Skeleton Guard. So first target, so it effectively has Taunt, and it has 59 HP. More than welcome to have that unit. But I think this is the difficulty for this character, especially with Swamp. We can't really pick up regen, but maybe we're just going to have to now. Maybe it's worth regenning on all the tiles and we just hold Swamps for now. We've also picked up another Vampire Mansion. I don't think we want to ransack this village. It's next to the ruins. I will place down another rock though. And again, I think I'm just going to hold on to these tiles for now. We could place another Vampire Mansion there, I suppose, to block a Lich spawn. Yeah, let's try it. Now the Lich Palace can only have one tile here, so we're just looking at placing one more tile there. Again, a tricky battle for us, 5 enemies. Doesn't look like we deal with multiple enemies very well. We also don't have damage to all on this character. We really want to just summon skeletons as fast as possible. That seems to be our win condition. But look at the posse go when they do go. Nice, worked out well. We have another village as well. I'll just pause this after this fight to place that down. I might place it literally in front of me. Although I do also want to place it in front of ruins. I think we need the HP coming into this area. So, village immediately here. We've also picked up another Blood Grove, and I think for now, to help us get through this area, I'm going to place it here. Another meadow. Another rock. We're actually coming close to spawning the boss as well, which is a bit alarming. So we might want to hold off on just placing any more monster tiles. Fortunately, we summoned a decent skeleton. Completed our quest again. Yeah, the tempo of the fights is very interesting for this character. We very much start off as a weaker character. We can only have one skeleton, and if enemies overwhelm him, we can never really get out more than one skeleton. But when we pass that tipping point, he becomes much stronger later into a fight. And very unique playing style. I wonder if there's also a way to get more of this HP. That might be the magic HP. It's giving us that shield. Not immediately apparent. What is magic HP? I thought it might be for the skeletons, but maybe that is our shield. We have another mountain that I'm happy to place down. And another meadow that I'm going to place over here to be a blooming meadow. Again, tricky tile for us, 5 enemies. We have no road lanterns, which at the moment look like they'd be very good for this character's deck. As I said, he can be very easily overwhelmed. The Blood Grove also seems to affect all units, which we have to bear in mind. Great time to summon a guard. He's going to tank the hits for us now. Perfect. And we're about to go through a day and should heal back to full and have full potions. So I'm going to place down more mountains, more meadows. And again, this will be a tricky tile. We really want to take down this Goblin Leader as quickly as possible. So Skeleton Army, if you can target him, that would be ideal. Currently, they're not getting an attack in there. Just a few damage on the vampires. We need a higher level skeleton. So this is a higher one. This is looking a bit grim for us right now. As I said, we're being overwhelmed right now. We've popped a potion, and another one will be coming fairly soon. And there goes our last one. We might be dying here. Really unexpectedly. Yep, we've died. Wow, that was unexpected. Definitely want to put road lanterns in this deck, from what I've seen. And maybe went too hard, but very different playstyle to the other 2 classes we've met so far. Pick up a nice other ration. I'm not sure we can build anything either off this. Yeah, we lost too much metal, so we'll take him out again on Act 1, the Necromancer. Hopefully we can do better on the next run. I will definitely change my deck. That Swamp card I just don't understand at the moment, clearly. I couldn't find any synergies with it either, so maybe it's for future cards that I've not unlocked. But I'm going to stop it for here right now. Sorry again, this was a short video. Unexpectedly died quite early on. But if you liked the video, like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episodes. Goodbye.